morning, good afternoon, good evening. Those of you who have been with us since the beginning, and those of you that have been with us here and there's about, and those of you that have just subscribed, as well as those of you who are about to subscribe. Yes, you're walking with Mr. Clay. I'm Mr. Clay, and we're walking in the book of Isaiah chapter 19 as you prepare. Yes, we thank the Most High for this beautiful day that the Most High has made. In it we will rejoice and be glad. Even those of you that are walking through the night, or listening in the night, or listening in the noonday, yes, we still will be glad. We trust your day was very awesome and beautiful before the Most High. Even the I Am, some of you call Yahweh, Yahuwah, Tata Nzambis, and other names that your language depicts the Most High. Yes, we see now we're in the book of Isaiah chapter 19, and we see that from the beginning to up till now, the Most High has, because of the idolatries, the putting the Most High on the back burner, and the atrocities that the children of Israel have done toward each other, the Most High is very wroth. So how did the Most High really cause this thing to be? The Most High allowed enemies to be raised up to subdue and take captive the children of Israel, even to the point where the other 10 tribes are totally gone. Not that they're lost, but they're gone. And before we start, let us say the prayer of Abram. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have swayed the thoughts of men's hearts, and let them not lead me astray from thee, my God. Establish thou me and my seed, that we go not astray henceforth and forever. Jubilees chapter 12 and verse 20, and that can be found there. Yes. Isaiah chapter 19. The burden of Egypt. You notice the Most High talks about the burden, their burden. He puts the burden upon the prophet Isaiah to pronounce these things, and that it might go forth to warn that the nations or the peoples whom that are addressed will change their ways and order their steps accordingly. The burden of Egypt, behold, the I Am rideth upon a swift cloud. I saw that in the New Testament somewhere. Didn't you see that? I'm gonna tell you, go figure. It's all a hoax. That New Testament, I put it that way. Very good, very intricate, and have attached itself to even the old, we call the Old Testament. And it has really borrowed some and made itself even better than the Old Testament, and that people are deceived left and right. The whole world, even the major religions of the world, are made up after bits and pieces of the historical accounts of the children of Israel. Yes, they are. He says, now, upon a swift cloud shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt. This is what the sin of Egypt is. The idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Egypt, idol worship. The gods of Egypt is what we have witnessed in the book of Exodus, that they have made, the children of Israel have made to come out of the fire and worship it. Even the Canaanites, which are the cousins of Egypt, the Egyptians or the Mizraim, they have also caused themselves to worship like gods. Even you go into the Grecian and the Roman and the European religions, the bull, the calf with the horns and all these things, these are after idolatry. These are actually fallen entities that have given themselves an image in the minds of men. Yes. And he says now in verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. This is one thing God does. You've done it to the Canaanites. He's done it to the Philistines. He's done it to many of the enemies of the Most High. He even done it with the prophet Elijah when his helper Gehazi couldn't see how two men would beat a whole army. But he asked him, "Oh, I am to open the eyes of his servant." Yes. And when he opened the eyes of Gehazi saw myriads of angels, or should I say spirits, when what looked like chariots ready to go in. And when they came in, what did they do? They turned the enemies of Israel against each other. The mind. This is why it's so good to have your mind. Thy word have I hid in my heart that I might not sin against thee. Yes. He says, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. Yes, there is a spirit of Egypt. Even in the book of Jubilees, he talks about how the Most High have given different nations over to certain spirits to be their God. And these spirits have caused these people to wander into idolatry and many hideous acts. Yes, but the Most High chose Jacob. Now, he says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to idols and to charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to wizards. You get the myths of Egypt, of the Egyptians, and those who talk about the Egyptology. Yes, it might seem like it's ingenious, and these entities that they talk about are so should I say, enticing to draw you near, to say, this is my heritage. Is it really? We're not even talking about Christianity. We're talking about the statutes, laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And then they come back with the part of the disciplines. Where do they get those disciplines from? An idolatrous, abominable people. Where do they get it from? It's not Christianity, no. Christianity is idolatry just as bad as the Egyptians are. But they worship a cross, a man on a cross, whether he's white or black. They worship pictures. And they deal with more than one God on the throne, even attributing to God to laying with his own creation. When the Most High has warned even the watchers that they should not lay with the children of men. And this was their sin, to be bound in chains and darkness until the time comes. We don't get it though, because we don't see it. And the Egyptians shall give over into the land of the cruel owner, or lord, as they say, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the I am of hosts. In other words, this is the judgment of the Egyptians, that they were idol worshippers. They have turned the glory of the Most High into the glory of men, and their imaginations given to them by demons in their dreams and their sleeps and visions and all these other things, which was intentional because they were that way in their hearts anyway, as well as the idolatries of the Israelite. To want something close to themselves. This is why the monstrous pictures look so bad to you. You cannot stand anything that would glow or come at you. And then you have the space pictures where they will actually shoot a creature that comes in peace, in light and everything else, but yet you want to kill it. Your mind is being manipulated for a certain time. And the Egyptians would I give over into the hand of cruel Lord. The next verse 5. And the water shall fail from the sea, and the river shall be wasted and dried up. There shall be famine and drought, the Most High is saying. And they shall turn the rivers far away, and the brooks of defense shall be emptied and dried up, and the reeds and flags shall wither. This is the sentence because of the judgment. The paper reeds by the brooks, by the mouth of the brooks. Everything sown by the brook shall wither and driven away and be no more. And fishers shall mourn, and they shall cast the angle into the brooks, shall lament, and they shall spread nets upon the waters, shall languish. Moreover, they shall work in fine flax, and they shall weave networks, shall be confounded. And they shall be broken in purposes thereof, that all that make sluices and ponds for fish farming. Surely the princes of Zon are fools, and the counsel of the wise counsel of Pharaoh is become brutish. It is proud. How shall say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise and the son of ancient kings? Where are they? God asked this question. Where are the wise men? Let them tell thee now, and let them know what the I am of hosts has purpose upon Egypt. In other words, your pride precedes you before the Most High. Your pride in your idolatries, your pride in your lewd ways. And many of you here in the United States and different other countries, you say we're going back to our historical accounts. You're only walking into the wrath which is to come before the Most High, when your sin comes before the Most High. Yes, seems like the wicked prospers. They're having a good time. Oh, they're gloating. You have those who have talk about artificial beauty and artificial things, and that is status. But the fact is, the beauty of the Most High is a righteous life and a forgiving spirit. Yes. Now, and that's according to the law, statutes, commandments, and ordinances of the Most High. Because the New Testament gives you no part of the law, that the law that Moses handed to the children of Israel doesn't give you that detail on what the Most High really requires of you. And many of us come to our own judgments and our own, should I say, what we think or what seems right unto us, which is really the way of death. If God didn't say it, it don't exist, and it's not true. And that is in the law, statutes, commandments, ordinances that the Most High put forth for all men. If Israel was the one to be called out to set this example, apparently the law is for all. Yes, it is. To come to the acknowledgement through their example that these things must be. Now, he says, now the I am have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work. See what I'm saying right here? As a drunken man staggereth in his vomits. Now we're in verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of shaking of the hand and the I am of hosts, which he shaketh over it. Why does he show women as weak? Because the Most High made women weak. Weak for their children, weak for their families, weak to fear. And once that weakness really gets to a certain point, a woman will protect her children. And just like animals, the Most High put that nature inside of a woman. But a man even more so. When his woman is in distress, he comes to the rescue. Yes. If you must learn anything, learn something from the lion. If you must learn something, woman, learn from those animals that the Most High had put here, in which the woman submits, not to the point where the husband can say anything or treat her like trash. No, that's not it. She submits to the point that she serves her husband and her family, but yet they serve her in so many ways. Yes. Proverbs 31, read it. Now, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women. Okay, we're going to go to the 17th chapter. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Why? Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself, because of the counsel of the I am of hosts, which the Most High has directed Isaiah, which he has determined against it. The judgment, the sentence after the judgment, is determined by the Most High. Verse 18. In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan, and swear unto the I am of hosts. One shall be called the city of destruction. Yes. And in that day there shall be an altar to the I am in the midst of the land of Egypt, the pillar at the border thereof to the I am. In other words, the Egyptians are going to get so afraid in this day and time, they're going to start worshiping the Most High because they see they cannot win. Yes, and the same will come to a proud and adulterous and whorish people that we know of today, even more than all the nations combined that we know of today. No, it's not the EU. No, it's not Iran or Iraq. No, it's none of them. Who cares not for his own and takes his own children and eats them and calls the children to be used as makeup, the aborted babies, makeup and all manner of evil things, and the like unto it dwelleth in the land of Canaan. Both of them are sisters together. Yeah, I speak that in that way because many of you can figure out basically, plainly, what I'm talking or what I'm saying. He says, in that day there shall be an altar unto the I am in the midst of the land of Egypt, and the pillar at the border thereof unto the I am. And it shall be for a sign and for witness unto the I am of hosts in the land of Egypt, for they shall cry unto the I am because of the oppressor. Who is the oppressor? What is Isaiah's whole prophecy about? The day of the I am is coming to the known world at this time. And he shall send them a Savior. Oh, he's going to send them Jesus. Shout out to Ahu. And a great one, he shall deliver them. Who? And the I am shall be known to Egypt, and the Egyptians shall know to the I am in that day, and shall do sacrifice and oblation. Yeah. No, Jesus didn't die then at that time when they shall be converted over to the I am. No, he didn't start obeying the laws, commandments, statutes, and ordinances of the Most High. Only to backslide later, but yet this is what's going to happen. They shall vow unto the I am and perform it. The Most High sees their heart change, and what they shall suffer shall change the heart of Egyptians, or the Egyptians at that time. And in that day there shall be a highway out of Egypt to Assyria. Assyria is just above. They have taken over most of the land of Shem, or should I say that side which is given unto Jacob. Yes, it is true. The ones that are there have no right to it, but the Most High will restore it in due time. And the Assyrians shall come into Egypt, and the Egyptian to Assyria, and the Egyptians shall serve the Assyrians. All right, now we have them. And in that day shall Israel be the third with Egypt. Israel be the third with Egypt and with Assyria, even a blessing in the midst of the land. Now they're coming together with Assyria. And this means that the families that, they shall feed each other, they'll talk each other, and he's saying they're going to worship God, whom the I am of hosts shall bless, saying, blessed be Egypt, my people, and Assyria, the work of my hands, and Israel, my inheritance. Working together, a time of peace. There's going to come a time, yes, they're going to work together. But yet there's an enemy God is brewing up at that time too. The Medes and the Persians. But yet before that is the Babylonians. You have to realize Isaiah, his prophecies stem from the conquest, the campaigns of Assyria to the campaigns of the Persians, the Medes and Persians. Then you have Daniel and the rest of them that talks about their campaigns too, in different forms and images and allegories that the Most High has put in the minds of the Most High's prophets. Yeah. And right now there's going to be peace. He says, blessed be Egypt, my people, and Assyria, the work of my hands. In other words, that Assyria was the ones to cause the fear and the anguish of these people to get them to the point of serving the I am because of their fear. They knew it was God. And the same thing, a weak people, a people that have been drugged through the mud, and now have they become the power in the earth today. I'm not talking about the Assyrians or the Medes or the Persians, no. They are the power, but yet the Most High give them a stay right now. But when the Most High allows them to become loose, even the whore that is across the seas, away across the Pacific, cannot withstand them. The Most High shows how just as vulnerable as the army of this whorish people, this nation of idolaters, greed and thieves and extortioners. The Most High has shown how weak you are, and that the Most High would even allow a small little bugger of a drone to assess your weakness and your strengths. And if we do that which is right before the Most High, even the commandments, statutes, ordinances, and laws, just as he says right here, how they will turn to worship the Most High and do that which is commanded of them, we will have peace.